If you bought bread in the last 20 years, you're likely eligible for some dough as part of a bread price-fixing scandal in this country. This week, a judge approved a $500 million class action settlement, and while it's seen as a step towards accountability, should we still trust Canada's food retail system? Joining me to help answer that question is Sylvain Charlebois, director of the Agri-food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University. Sylvain, good to speak with you.
Good to speak with you.
First, maybe give us a bit of background here. What happened? How did this scandal play out?
So allegedly, many companies participated in this bread price fixing scheme from 2001 to 2015, 14 years. And we estimate that Canadians overpaid bread for well over $5 billion over 14 years. And so in 2015, Loblaw became the whistleblower, went to the Competition Bureau to declare that they were part of this scheme, along with George Weston Bakeries. And for 2 years, everyone was being investigated without knowing, really, except for Loblaw's. And in 2017, Loblaw announced that it was part of this scheme, gave each of us a gift certificate worth $25. Only 3 million Canadians actually redeemed or applied to get that $25. And here we are. A lot of people felt it wasn't enough. It cost maybe $96 million. There were class action lawsuits in Ontario. And we just learned recently that a judge in Ontario approved a settlement worth $500 million. Now, $96 million has already been paid. So there's another $404 million left to be paid out.
Has Loblaw been the only company to admit guilt so far? And is it possible there are other companies that have, slipped under the radar?
No, actually, there's Canada Bread, which used to be owned by Maple Leaf Foods from 2001 to 2014 before it got bought by Grupo Bimbo from Mexico. Grupo Bimbo from Mexico, on behalf of Canada Bread, actually did admit guilt back in 2023, paying a record-breaking $50 million.
What vulnerabilities has this scandal exposed in our country's food retail system?
Well, it's not great. I mean, everyone, I think, has every right to be skeptical of what's happening in the grocery business because of how lengthy this investigation has become. It's been over 10 years. It's still ongoing. There are still 4 companies under investigation: Walmart, Giant Tiger, Sobeys, and Metro. All 4 of them have denied all calls. Based on our analysis, essentially, is that we do believe that a bread price fixing scheme did occur involving the 2 bakeries, Canada Bread, George Weston Bakeries, and Loblaw. If the other 4 participated, it is possible, but it is impossible in Canada to run a scheme like this without Loblaw and George Weston, because they were so powerful, so influential in the marketplace. So, but still, this investigation is still ongoing, and that's probably why a lot of people are frustrated.
We're talking about bread here, but we've seen the price of pretty much everything rise at the grocery store. Could this be, happening when it comes to other food products? Are there any safeguards in place to stop this?
Well, we do look at prices very carefully for all food categories, but you never know. I mean, we didn't know about the bread price fixing scheme, and we actually follow prices very carefully. So these things are really hard to prove. But I must say, when this story came out in 2017, I was shocked. I'm still shocked, and I think a lot of Canadians do wonder, okay, if bread was part of a scheme like this that led to collusion, what else is impacted by collusion at the grocery store?
Yeah, good question. All right, $500 million as part of this settlement. What does that work out to for Canadians if they make a claim?
Not much. So if you look at adults only, if you exclude children, it's $13 each. We're going to break the bank. Absolutely. We're going to have a party. But this is ridiculous. I mean, $5 billion. In the United States, we throw CEOs in prison for these things. In Canada, we grant them immunity.
Wow. Sylvain, thanks so much for your insight and time. It was great speaking with you.
Take care.